What is up, guys? We're back at it again. It's your boy Sherwin. So today's video is going to be a little different. I'm actually going to be talking about how I learned how to speak fluent Japanese, and also why I wanted to learn it. So let's just start off by saying I started learning it when I was about 16. I was going into my sophomore year of high school, and the main reason why I wanted to start learning it is because I've been pretty obsessed with like starting a new life, going to a new country. I've always wanted to just try something new, and the thought of just being able to communicate with people that look nothing like me and just discover a new culture of new people was just the coolest thing ever to me. And I just randomly picked Japan out of nowhere. I don't even know why I picked it. But I do think, obviously I think Japanese women are very beautiful. I think Japanese people in general are very beautiful, amazing, kind people. I love the culture. I love the food. First time I went there, I knew immediately I wanted to live there the rest of my life. It was just an amazing experience. So let's get to it. I've been learning. I've been studying it seriously for about 2-3-ish years. And then after that, all I did was just talk to people on the phone, and that's how I became really good at speaking it. I would spend hours every day on the phone, like 2-3 hours a day, just talking to people, not people that are trying to learn English. That's the worst thing you want to do. Talk to people that cannot speak any English at all. That's the best way to learn any language. And I'm going to talk to you guys about which textbooks I used when I was starting out, when I was like 16, 17, 18, 19, towards around that age. And then I stopped. I didn't really care anymore. Once I could have like good solid conversations with people, in-depth conversations, I would consider myself to become conversationally fluent. I just didn't care anymore about studying. I know it's not a good habit, but so this is like the most common book. You guys probably all know what it is. It's dusty. I haven't touched this in like years. I haven't touched this in such a long time. It's been over 6 years since I've touched this. It's called Genki. This is just the first book. The second one is green, I think. And that's the textbook. This is the workbook for it. This thing is old. I've had this thing. I just picked it up out of my closet. Oh my god. This thing is super old. Oh my god. I don't even know why I still have this thing. So those are the two things that I use to learn Japanese. That has all the grammar and vocabulary you need. That and the second one. If you go through both of them and you have a good understanding of all of the grammar points, I mean, like, you really, really understand all the grammar points, and you memorize most of the important vocabulary words that you'll probably use in a conversation, that is enough. Those two, the first and the second one, in my opinion, you could disagree, is enough to start just being able to have conversations with people. And then I think those books alone, just Genki 1 and 2, take the time to thoroughly go through the first one and the second one. I think that you could then start to transition your learning from going from like textbook, like memorizing stuff, to just actually learning everything from when you talk to people. For me, I hate studying. I hate it. If you put me in front of a textbook and you tell me to study something, I'm gonna like give up in like 10 minutes. I hate studying. I don't even know how I became fluent in Japanese. I hate it. I hated looking at like print, at like looking at kanji, at looking at stuff that I hated, just learning it just to learn it. Like the only time I learn Japanese is when I'm talking to someone or I'm texting someone and they send me a message or something, and like I don't know how to read the kanji. I'll look it up, and then like if they say something with a certain grammar point, I'll look that grammar point up in that moment of time. Because for me, I cannot learn anything unless I'm constantly using what I learned and talking to people. And that's what I recommend you guys to do. The second you learn a grammar point, a vocabulary word, immediately get on the phone, start trying to use it, create practice sentences, start talking to people as quickly as possible, because then you'll make a mistake and then they'll be like, oh, you meant to say it like this, and then they'll correct you, and then you'll continue using it and you'll become good. this is the only thing that has ever worked for me. I cannot sit there and just study and like become good at something. That's just not how I learn. I don't know. You guys might be able to learn better that way. I do not have the willpower to sit there and study. I can't do it. And the only reason I wanted to learn is because I wanted to be able to talk to people, to interact with people. I recommend you guys do the same thing. So Genki, get the textbook and the workbook. This is really good. Just start learning, go through it as quickly as possible and use it. Start talking to people, call people, go on. There's so many Japanese apps. Put your phone in Japanese. Set the country to Japan. Make a new Apple ID, set the country to Japan. There's so many apps where you can just call random people in Japanese and just start talking to them, and like you'll get better and better. I would talk to people on Xbox Live every day. I would like literally join a party on Xbox Live and just talk to Japanese people, and like it was hard. Like they didn't even understand me at first. I didn't understand them. It's just you just got to push through it, and eventually you'll get better. The last thing you want to do, everyone says, oh, just date someone that speaks the language. And no, that's the worst idea ever. Because if they speak English better than you can speak Japanese, I know from experience, the entire conversation, everything is going to be in English. You're just going to give up and you're going to be like, oh, well, they can speak it better than me. I'm just not even going to try. That's what's going to happen. I'm certain. Okay. Don't do that. Don't rely on dating someone or being around people just to learn it. Go out of your way, talk to strangers, people that can't even speak English. Put yourself in a situation where you're forced. You have to use it. There's no excuse. You have to talk in it. I spent 2 to 3 hours every single day on the phone for years. And like, I kept getting better and better. My pronunciation, I kept improving it. I kept copying certain slangs, the way people talk, everything, the way people would talk. I literally copied how they would talk. I would write down what they would say, how they would talk, repeat it over and over and over, and have multiple conversations with different people. People talk differently, different people talk differently. Just keep talking to people, learn the grammar points, and then immediately start using it. Don't wait. Don't just be like, oh, I'm going to memorize this and never use it. No, you have to use it immediately. You have to talk to people on the phone. That's the only way. That's the only way you're going to get good. There is no other way you're going to get good. You have to talk. You have to spend hours and hours talking to people on the phone. You have to memorize, get better. Ask them, oh, is this correct? Is this the correct way to say this? Is this the correct way to that does this make sense? It's just nonstop. You just have to just talk to people, learn new words, learn new grammar, use it, talk to people, rinse, repeat every single day. That's the only way. I suck at studying, but I still found a way that worked for me. I found a way. And if I want to improve my Japanese even more at this point, for me, it would literally just be looking at textbooks and memorizing more difficult words than right now. Also, in terms of kanji, so there's tons of books. Like, there's tons. You guys can go on the Japanese Amazon and just get like a kanji book. This is just an example. You don't have to use this one. It says 1,006 words that you would learn in like elementary school. This one's all right. I got it when I was actually in Japan a long time ago. So I mean, there's tons. There's so many different. This thing is super dusty. I haven't touched it in years. Basic kanji book. I mean, this is what I use for my class. Honestly, it doesn't matter. You can use any books. Go on the Japanese version of Amazon and just buy a book that's intended to teach like elementary kids kanji. Or I'm sure, honestly, depending if you live in like a big city, like I live in San Francisco or near San Francisco, so there's a lot of like there's like stores that have these Genki books in them. Not every store, has them, but you guys can find out. You can order them online. There's just so many resources online you can use to get them. So yeah, this is like the only, I don't know, I haven't made any other video like this. All my other videos are in Japanese. You can watch them if you want. They're not made for English speakers. They're all fitness related too. As you can tell, from the theme of all my videos, they're all fitness related. This is the only one that I've made in English so far. So if you like it, please subscribe, comment, yeah, so let me know why you guys want to learn Japanese. I'm very curious to know why all of you guys are interested in learning Japanese. I'm filming this video in my car because I can't talk this loud inside my house right now, and my house is a little cold. This car it's really warm right now inside it. Anyway, so yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you for watching. I will see you again soon.